First and foremost, you gonna like it or you not?
I don't like you.
Okay.
I think the Patriots is gonna win. It's their 10th Super Bowl. They looking for 3 in the last 4 right now. Going for number 6 total, I think. Greatest quarterback of all time. Arguably one of the greatest football coaches of all time. Versus a team that's...
So you said the greatest quarterback and arguably the greatest...
Some people might argue that. You know you can't argue. Some people with the coaches is hard to argue. Why you keep doing this?
Because I'm just trying to understand, like, your logic.
You can
sometimes.
listen. You got 2 ears, right? You got the headphones on, right?
But it doesn't matter. Sometimes you just throw me off with the things you say. But go ahead. Let me not interrupt you. Go ahead.
Too late. Who you got?
No, I don't need you to finish. Just say this.
I said it. I got the Patriots win. I got the Patriots winning by 10. I got the Patriots winning by 10.
Oh, you scored? Did you score it? Or you
I'm going to score right now just because I'm just to get you mad. I'm going to score. 31-21. I took 2 numbers that you always use out of your 6 numbers that you only know.
Oh, okay.
And I just, all right, so 31-21.
So they're going to lose by 10.
No, they're going to win by 10. The Patriots going to win by 10.
But I'm just saying the Eagles is going to lose by 10.
That's what I got. And I want the Eagles to win. I do not like the Patriots.
You want the Eagles to win, but you think the Patriots will
win.
win.
What's wrong with that?
I don't like it.
Why don't you like it? I want to be 6 feet tall, but I'm not.
But that's not the question. That's right.
You got an issue, though. You got an issue with that.
I do.
So
I
got an
would have
issue
an
with
issue with that, too.
I know you do.
All
Go
right.
ahead.
Anyway, let's get to it. Let me look at this prediction.
Oh, my God.
You know I'm going to break it down.
2 teams. What are you looking at?
I'm going to break it down. This is what I do. I'm the numbers guy. I like breaking things down. This is what I do.
Jesus Christ.
This game is going to be defensive struggle, meaning both teams have offensive that can move the ball and have different array of talent and ways they can come at you. Of course, you have Foles, which is the backup quarterback now, but he's been playing phenomenal. What helps him is his run game. And he has a very, very good run game with 2 or 3 backs that can definitely help him move the ball. Now,
Agreed.
And that can help them in the long run against a Tom Brady team, which means they can keep Tom Brady off the field.
That was one of my points. So we agree on something. That was one of my points. Not to interrupt you, but that was one of my points. Go ahead.
Okay. So he could definitely keep them off the field. Now, Tom Brady's going to stick to what he does. He's going to air that ball out. So, again, going back to it, I feel it's going to be a grudge match. And it's a funny stat. The Patriots, I don't know if you know this, have never scored in the first quarter in any Super Bowl. Any Super Bowl.
Is that just like a random fun fact that you want to just throw out?
I just want to throw that out there.
Is there something coming behind that?
Now, the reason I'm saying this is because I think they're going to score this first quarter.
Okay. So you think that's what's going to hurt them?
No, but listen to what I'm saying.
Okay.
You want me to speak, right?
Go ahead.
You just like throwing your little fun little things in there? But anyway.
You did it to me.
That's what I do. Okay, thank you. All right, thank you. So, I think they will score in the first quarter, but I think it's going to be a back-and-forth match. I feel it's going to come down to who has the ball in the last possession. I have the Eagles winning this game. I feel they have enough. That defense. Now, we've seen a lot. Let me just take y'all back to 2 weeks ago. The Patriots played arguably the best defense in the league. And if it wasn't for that last drive and that second half, they could have been home right now. But they played a good defense, and they came through on top. So, now with that being said, of course he's playing another good defense, and the Jags is arguably the best defense in the league. The difference with the Philadelphia Eagles defense is that they can rotate 7 defensive players. No other defensive line can do that. So that means they're going to be fresh. They're going to be throwing bodies and bodies at that O-line, wearing them down. And the main component in beating a Tom Brady team is you got to get to Tom Brady. That defensive line can do that. The only thing that scares me is their DB. Their secondary is not as good as the Jags.
And the Patriots secondary is pretty good.
It's pretty good.
It's pretty good.
When you go in you need your secondary to play lights out because you know Tom Brady's going to air it out. Mm-hmm. He's going to get rid of the ball quickly because he doesn't want to get touched. Mm-hmm. So that's the only thing that scares me. But I do have the Eagles winning this.
What was the score?
You want my score?
Yes.
I
think I know what the score is.
You think you know what my score is?
I think I know what your score is.
Really?
Yeah, I think I know what your score is.
What?
27-21.
27-21. Yeah. That's you know why you know that?
Because you only use 6 numbers. But that's why I know that. Am I right?
No.
He lied. You're going to switch it right now.
It's going to be 20-26.
That means I'm right.
I have
That means I'm right. Thank you, Toe.
Listen, it's not about that, but I do have.
You mad because I
do
figured
have
it out.
Nah, you haven't
right.
figured anything out. I have the Eagles winning this by 6. Like I said, it's going to come down to the last possession. It's going to be a back and forth chess match. I just feel that the Eagles have enough to win. Of course, Gronk is going to be playing stout. He's going to play. There's no way Gronk is not going to play this game. He's definitely going to play.
Oh, no. Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, definitely.
he's
I don't even
towards
want
the
to.
end
I
of
don't even know why you brought that up.
concussion protocol, because the whole thing, and but at the end of the day, he's definitely
It's
has
only
to play
Wednesday.
this.
It's only Wednesday. And
Absolutely.
he had a week, so this is about 10 days. Really quick before we move on to the segue question. In order for the Eagles to win, I feel like you gotta win the third down game. Like you said, you gotta keep that defense has to stay on the field.
Mm-hmm.
Tom Brady cannot be on the field. And the Eagles, you have to score touchdowns in the red zone. Like I said last week, field goals will not be enough to beat the Patriots.
Absolutely not.
So you have to get in the red zone and you have to score touchdowns. You guys have to score touchdowns. If you score touchdowns and you keep Tom Brady off the field, I think that y'all got a good shot at beating them, honestly speaking.
And that's good. And I'm going to send this out to the Eagles. First and foremost, keep that same energy that y'all had last week.
Yeah, keep it.
I need that.
Keep it.
Keep that same energy.
2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago.
2 weeks
I
ago.
apologize.
Yeah,
2
you're
weeks
right.
ago. Thank you for
I know
correcting me.
what you mean.
Don't
though.
do it too many times.
Oh my
But listen.
gosh, don't mess up too many times.
All right, you're right. Second, what we got coming up next?
All right, so a lot of questions has been going on about this whole dynasty things with the Patriots over the last 10 years, right?
Mm-hmm.
Who do you think has contributed more to the dynasty, Bill Belichick or Tom Brady?
This question, you can easily say it's been either or a combination of both, which is totally understandable. But me, I'm a guy that likes to play on the edge. So I'm going to go with, I feel Bill Belichick has more to do with this dynasty
Really?
than Tom Brady.
Really?
Absolutely.
Okay.
The reason I say so is because this team, it's a system. He has his players ready to play all the time. Anytime they lose a player, we feel, they might take a step back. And he always has that same system, that next player up. All the time. They may trade a Hall of Famer or trade an All-Star or a Pro Bowler. And everybody feels like, they're going to take a step back, and they never do. And another reason that really makes me feel like Bill Belichick has a lot to do with this is because when Tom Brady went down, I forgot what year it was, and Matt Castle took over. They went 11-5. That team was they could have went to the playoffs if the AFC East didn't play phenomenally that season. But he has a system that I think you can implement
With any team?
damn near any quarterback
Any quarterback, right?
that can get you to the playoffs.
Okay.
Tom Brady was out 4 games last year. The first 4 games,
They didn't skip a beat.
they went 3-1.
Didn't skip a beat. Did
3-1.
not skip a beat.
So that's why I'm not taking anything away from Tom Brady. Let me throw this out there again. I'm not taking anything away from Tom Brady. But if you understood the question, I'm giving you who I feel plays more to that dynasty. Is Bill Belichick to me. He implements everything. Of course, he's not a player. He's not on the field, but that system, that diagram, everything comes from him, from Drew Bledsoe. Like he implemented Tom Brady in the right time. Drew Bledsoe went down. He brought Tom Brady in, but it's that system. Year in and year out. It doesn't matter what quarterback. You have a quarterback that can make completions, you'll win.
I need everybody in the engineer room, shout out to our engineer team, to duck. I need y'all to duck right now because we agreed on something. So something out of the sky is going to fall. I don't know what is going to fall, but something out of the sky is going to fall. So I need all of y'all to get under the table
Really?
because we agree. I completely agree with you.
I'm surprised.
That's why I told everybody in the engineer room to duck.
I'm surprised.
It's not just Tom Brady, in terms of the players that he's put in position to be successful. Rob Gronkowski. People talking about Rob Gronkowski is the greatest tight end ever.
He is.
Certain people might argue that. But okay, but that's my point. I've never heard of Chris Hogan before this. I remember, what I remember Danny Amendola from? I was working in Foot Locker, and he was doing an A6 commercial.
That's the only reason you know.
That's how I got familiar with Danny Amendola.
Okay.
And in that summer when he did the commercial was his first year going to the New England Patriots. Because wasn't he in Cleveland before?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And the only person in Cleveland that's relevant is LeBron.
But
Fair to say. But I'm just saying. And let's go back. Not even let's go back, but Julian Edelman too, who's okay. But these guys thrive under this system. These guys look phenomenal. Where I don't think they can almost like the Spurs. Almost like if when you're in with the Spurs organization or you in the Spurs system, you look pretty good. And then if you leave the Spurs organization, you don't look as good. So I'm interested to see how these guys would pan out on the 29 other teams in the NFL. And then going back. And then what also I like about Bill Belichick is the guys that you want. I feel like to measure a coach's success or legacy, kinda, how many coaches do you turn? How many players do you turn into coaches? You know, Mike Vrabel just got named as a head coach.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah. He year in and year out, his defensive coordinators, offensive coordinators
on top of the 40 years of experience, I'm pretty sure some of those guys that were under him, that were former players, didn't think about coaching, and they probably were like, you know what, he's taught me the game so much that it's like, you know what, I think I might want to do this at any level. It could be college, it could be high school, it could be Pop Warner, it could be flag, but you still want to go back and teach it. So I think that has to get talked about just as much as the success of Tom Brady. And shout out to Tom Brady for taking the moment and making it his and taking that opportunity.
Absolutely.
But I think Bill Belichick, I'm going to agree with you, Bill Belichick.
for that dynasty. And and let's also put it out there that Bill Belichick came from the Bill Parcells umbrella.
And that's why people might argue
So
that if he's the greatest.
listen.
Super Bowl say differently.
Greatness is greatness.
Greatness is greatness.
Absolutely.
You know? So
And just to piggyback off that, who is the greatest Super Bowl team of all time?
there's no answer for that. There's no answer for that. Well, I don't have an answer for that.
Okay.
I don't have an answer. I have a couple Super Bowl teams that I like. More Super Bowls that I enjoyed watching because of those teams. But I don't know who would win. You know, if you told me to pick one out of a hat, or like you got one, you're playing Madden and you got all the Super Bowl teams, you got to pick one. Who am I picking? I'm picking the 2013 Baltimore Ravens. I'm picking the 2013 Baltimore Ravens.
Because of that defense.
Because of that defense, and I feel like that offense was pretty good. That offense was pretty good. Offense was pretty good. You could disagree. That offense was pretty good.
I am, but
I mean, that's fine.
All right, if you say pretty good, okay, I'll give it to you.
It wasn't like outstanding, but Joe Flacco had a pretty good. But didn't Joe Flacco win MVP that year?
MVP or what?
Or offensive player of the year? No.
He was a rookie. The year they won.
In 2013, he wasn't a rookie.
2000 and what year?
13. He wasn't a rookie.
Okay, 13. Okay.
He wasn't a rookie. But Joe Flacco, Ray Rice, Anquan Bolden.
Okay. All right, I'll give it to you. That's. I'll take nothing away from that. That's your pick.
That's my pick. And then also the 2010 Saints, Drew Brees, of course.
That's your guy.
That's my guy. That's my guy. And that 2016 Denver Broncos team. Those three teams, if I had to pick, those three teams I'd probably play with. And then the fourth, like honorable mention, would be that the year before that Seahawks team. That Seahawks team was different.
That's actually one of my like
that 2015
if
defense.
I had to pick, that would be in like my top 4.
They made the top 4, but I'm playing the video game, so I still want to have fun at it. But that either that 2013 Baltimore team or that Seahawks team, definitely one of those two teams.
Okay. I mean, I definitely I haven't seen all of this.
That's why I was saying it was hard to answer that question.
I mean, just go through off history. You know, you got the 72 Dolphins that went undefeated. Of course, you got to throw them in there. I believe it's the 84 Niners with Montana. But me personally, that I watched, I love the Giants in 09.
Definitely.
That's, I'm a Giants fan.
Of course.
So that
I mean, I'm not a Giants fan, but it's like
they took out Tom Brady.
How can you not root for the Giants being from New York and they in the Super Bowl? Like, how can you not root for them? So, even if I'm not a fan.
And I'm actually gonna put a little twist to it because I am a Giants fan, but the 95 Cowboys, oh my God. Oh my God. That offense was electrifying.
Hall of Fame offense, though. Hall of Famers on that offense.
electrifying.
The Hall of Famers on that offense.
I mean, it was something else. And I can't remember what year it was, but the Rams, the greatest show on turf. I love that team. Offense, of course, defense wins championships, but you're watching the offense go crazy. And those are teams that I really, really liked. So, but neither here nor there. But what we got coming up?
Chris's coaching corner. It is now time for Chris's coaching corner.
That was good.
We
Corner
good
for the week.
2 take hold. I'm trying to be 1 take hold. Chris's coaching corner for the week. Really quick. Tony Bennett, University of Virginia. I watched him play. I'm a defensive-minded coach. I always try to steal some schemes and stuff right now.
Okay.
They're 20-1 right now. Number 2 in the country. I think they should be number one.
I
think
agree.
they should be number 1.
I agree.
But Villanova hasn't lost right now, so it's kind of hard to. All right.
Unseat them. Okay.
I watched that game against Duke, and I'm like, you know what? He made the pack line defense famous. And I cannot describe the pack line defense in this segment, but he has been the best defense in college basketball in the last 4 years, which is in probably the best basketball conference in college basketball.
College basketball. Okay.
So that says a lot. You're the best team, not in the conference defensively, in the country, in the best conference. So that speaks a lot. The terminology that he uses. Are you a mover? Are you a blocker? You're like, what is he talking about? So I watched that game for 5 minutes. In the first 5 minutes, I said, I'm not teaching my kids how to play the pack line defense. I don't have enough practices, and I have to go to a practice and kidnap him and figure out how. Because there's so many different ways that they do it. They go against so many principles. Mm-hmm. In basketball, you're taught to force the ball out of the middle. Keep the ball on the sideline. We're going to shrink the court. Absolutely. I've never seen a team force the ball middle. They want you to drive middle and still be able to break the court in half and shrink the court. I feel like he made it to the Elite Eight a couple times and just didn't have the guys to get it done. In terms of when you got to get somebody to get you a bucket. Mm-hmm. They didn't have that guy. Even though Malcolm Brogdon ended up being the Rookie of the Year, I never thought he was that guy to get the shot. Mm-hmm. I think this year they got the best backcourt in the ACC with Ty Jerome and Kyle Guy. Mm-hmm. Kyle Guy's a guy that's going to go get you that bucket. And Devon Hall and their bigs, them guys are just playing lights out. So this week's segment, Tony Bennett, Virginia Cavaliers, 21, number 2 in the country. I got them going to the Final Four this year. I think he's going to get over that hump. That's Chris's coaching corner for the week. Coming up, James Harden, 60-point triple-double. Woo! The Blake Griffin trade and the early 2000 fantasy draft versus me and Tone for another week. You're tuned in to Topics on IBNX Radio.
IBNX. IBNXradio.com. The station with the best music. Best music.
I love the music.
Best music.
Hey, what's up? It's Jay-Z.
Hey, I'm Mariah Carey. Hey, it's Katy Perry.
It's your boy T.I.P., man. Get in. It's your boy Sean Kingston.
What's up, y'all? I'm Beyonce. This is Nicki Minaj, and I'm in the mix with
IBNX Radio.
Okay, we're back. You're listening to Topics on IBNX Radio. James Harden. I'm going to repeat this name. James Harden records the first ever 60-point triple-double. Yes, I said it. 60-point triple-double, 11 assists, and 10 rebounds. Mm-hmm. Remarkable. I mean, unbelievable. Where do you rank this performance?
In terms of what, this year? Or ever in like basketball history?
Ever. That's an ever stat. That's a record.
I wasn't around to see Wilt score 100. I'm going to go second behind Kobe 81.
Epic.
Or you know what? Because it's a triple-double, I'm going to go Kobe's 81 1A and this triple-double 1B.
I don't knock.
You know what? And the most impressive stat to me, and I'm not really a numbers guy, but the most impressive stat to me wasn't the 60. Well, it ties into the 60. It wasn't the 11 assists, and it wasn't the 10 rebounds. Mm-hmm. It was the 19 for 30 from the field.
Unbelievable.
It was the 19 for 30 from the field, 17 and 18 from the free throw line. So that means you were completely efficient. And
were you in my window when I was writing this?
Nah, not at all.
Okay.
And then what is more important and way more impressive. You did this without Chris Paul. You did this without Eric Gordon. And you did this without Trevor Ariza. So it looked like me and Tone about to agree again. So y'all might want to duck.
You're looking
again.
at my notes. It's no
y'all
way.
might want to duck again.
Okay.
That's impressive. That's impressive. That's like, you know what? And everybody's like, well, it was the Orlando Magic. The Orlando Magic's the worst team in the NBA. So what? So what? At the end of the day, it's me versus you. We got on 2 different color jerseys. So I have to guard you. As a player, I'm fouling out before you get 60. You know? And what I liked about it was I think he runs away with the MVP this year. I had him as the MVP before the year started. I feel like Russell Westbrook just averaged a triple-double. So you had to kind of give it to him because we haven't seen that kind of history been made in 40-plus years.
I actually was going to dub him, but...
but...
I understood it.
Yeah, I mean, I understood it, too, for basketball purposes, for politic purpose. But not only is he running away with it, they're one of the top teams.
They're the second best team in the NBA. They're the second best team in the NBA.
So... That's impressive, man. Like, that's like...
I'm going to ask that, Danny. Hold on.
Go ahead.
I mean...
Go ahead.
Again, you were looking at I don't know what was going on, but just to interject and throw some other things in there, it was an iconic performance. What jumped out to me as well is that they were down. This wasn't a blowout. You understand what I'm saying? Again, he didn't have Eric Gordon. He didn't have CP3 or Trevor Ariza.
Did Ryan Anderson play? He played, right?
He played.
But at one point, he wasn't on the court.
But these points that he was scoring. One of the most important, his 60th point was a 4-point play. Yeah. And they were down 2. Down 2, he had a 4-point play. The point before that, they were down 1, and he hit a turnaround 3. These points that he was scoring were epic. This performance was epic. No, I don't. And where do I rank it? I definitely rank it after the 81, and it's not because I'm a Kobe fan.
Yes, it is because you're a Kobe fan.
No, first and foremost, it's not because I'm... No,
I heard you, sis. Go ahead.
It's not because of that.
I heard you.
That 81 is the second highest scoring output ever.
This is the highest triple-double output ever.
Listen to what I'm saying. First and foremost, listen to what I'm saying.
Go ahead.
All right? The reason I rank it second is because that 81 will never be seen. And we will never seen this 60-point game. 60 and triple-double. But I can't put it ahead of that 81. As of yet. I just can't.
Because you're a Kobe fan.
It's just Kobe, that game was unbelievable.
And they played against a bad Raptor team at the same time.
All right.
Right? So it's kind of even. So I'm not arguing with you. That 81 was impressive.
But he broke Calvin Murphy's
57-point record. And Calvin Murphy was in the crowd cheering the whole time. Every time he touched a shoot it.
He was 17 for 18 inside the arc. Inside the paint. 17 for 18. 17 for 8. The man missed one shot inside the arc. This game was phenomenal.
Where does he rank? Is he a top 3 player in the league now?
Is he now?
Like right now, do you have him today? Do you have him top 3 players in the league?
No. And
I'm talking about not overall body of work. I'm talking about right now this season. We taking out everything he done before. This season right now, is he top 3 players in the league? Because I feel like every year that conversation changes.
Yes, I understand. But no.
What 3 players is better than him right now?
I actually have him 4th.
Between what 3?
In no particular order.
Okay.
But he's going 4th.
Okay.
So
the MVP this year is going 4th right now. He's the 4th best player in the league today. Okay.
No, he's having probably the best season for MVP.
But that's what I'm asking.
But see, that's a tough, all right.
Every year it changes. Russell Westbrook was the best player in the league last year.
So you ranked him 1 in the league just because he won the MVP? If that's the case, then
I
fine.
think he was number 1 in the league all year.
Because we could go back to when
because you take him off
Karl Malone won MVP. He wasn't the best player in the
I'm
league.
I'm saying that because last year if you took Russell Westbrook off that Thunder team, that Thunder team is a lottery team.
All right, so that's what we're saying. He's the most valuable player to his team. Like, who's the most? All right, that's what MVP is. But you're asking me who's the best? If you rank them as the best players in the league, where do I have them?
Yeah,
I don't have them top 3.
I got them top 3.
I have them 4th.
I got them 3.
I still have KD, Steph, and LeBron ahead of them.
Okay.
It burns me to say it because I like Harden.
Okay.
But I don't have him there yet.
Okay.
And it's tough because I want to put him there, but I just feel like
I want to put him there too, but what I saw from that light-skinned dude on Saturday,
don't do that.
what I saw from that light-skinned dude Saturday was crazy. So I'm not gonna do that. What was that? What was I gonna do for you to tell me don't do that? What was I gonna do
What you saw from the light skinned dude when
on Saturday?
against? Okay.
Celtics.
Okay.
All right.
No problem.
That's fair.
So, but you say you have him third. So
I want to put him third.
So who do you have ahead of him?
KD and Steph.
You put LeBron behind him?
Fourth right now.
Give me some.
He sucks right now, bro.
Yeah.
He sucks right now.
Yo, honestly,
he sucks right now. He's the
I
greatest small
respect
forward
that.
of all time. He's
I
not the
respect it.
he's
We're
not
not
the
talking
third
about
best
that.
players
We're not
right
even
now.
talking
He's
about
not the
that, but I
third best. He's not
respect that.
playing. He's not playing like a top 3 player right now.
I respect
He's not
that.
playing
I
like a
like
top
that.
3 player right
I
now.
like that.
His lack of effort is killing me right now. I think it's a lack of effort on him. But we'll get to that later.
Man,
right?
that touch heart right
We'll
there.
get to
That
that.
touched my heart.
All right, whatever.
I respect that.
You
and
know,
I love
burn
that.
me to say that. I'm gonna be a grown man about this.
I mean,
yo,
it is
Blake
what it
Griffin to the Pistons. Blake Griffin to the Pistons. I think that kind of shook up the NBA a little bit. And it kind of showed people that this is a business. Because you just paid the man over the summer $175 million, and then you got rid of him a couple months later. He got traded for Tobias Harris and Avery Bradley, right? So the Pistons is kind of like 2 of their young pieces. Let's get rid of those guys. Who won that trade?
I would have to say,
I agree. LeBron is coasting. I agree.
as of now, I would have to say the Clippers won this because of what they're trying to do. If you look, basically, you know they're trying to break the team out and rebuild.
Right.
And what they got for Blake Griffin and what they're trying to do in the future helps them out tremendously. They got Tobias Harris, like you said, Avery Bradley, and Boban Marjanovic, the big dude, and two future draft picks, a first round of this coming year, and then a second round of the year after. Now, either those 3 contracts are either expiring this year or next year. They're rebuilding. They have draft picks and they have money to go get
Whoever they want.
So in terms of that, I definitely have the Clippers winning this. They got rid of a $171 million contract, 5 years. They just, like you said, they just signed this man. 5 years, $171 million. And let all of that go. Here, you can have this off my hands. And he's injury prone. It's time to rebuild. Because we obviously we're not winning. We're in the 8th seed with him right now. 9th seed, we don't know where we're going. Let's get him out of here. And to get those pieces, Tobias Harris he's good. We were speaking about him the other day. He's a good player. So if he decides to re-sign, I like him at a 2 or 3. Avery Bradley, a defensive presence anywhere he goes. And again, at the end of the day, when their contracts expire, either this year or next, you have the money. You have the ball is in your court. You have so much to do, and I understand it's the Clippers, but it's still Los Angeles. It's still California.
It's still LA. It's still LA.
It's still LA.
Right.
So they have what it takes to move forward and build for the future, and they have a good foundation to do it on. They have the money and the draft picks. What do you think?
Long run, Clippers won this. I think immediately, Blake Griffin is going to have a huge impact in the Eastern Conference and for that Pistons team. I think he's going to come in right away. He got some guys that can make plays. He got Reggie Jackson still there, who can make plays. Stanley Johnson. They still got some young guys. Andre Drummond. And when Blake Griffin is playing, actually, like when he's actually on the court playing, he's still productive. He still can get you 25 or 23 to 25, 10 to 12 rebounds. Absolutely. And on that Eastern Conference, I think he'll play very well.
And he compliments the bigs.
And he compliments the bigs. He doesn't have to post up. He doesn't have to post up. He can play that mid post where he wants to kind of play. You know, he's playing more perimeter driven. So right now, I think the Pistons immediately won the trade. But if I'm the Clippers, I'm excited. I'm excited to get that off. I'm excited to blow this up. I think in the next few weeks they will get rid of DJ and I heard they're trying to unload Lou Williams. I think Lou Williams is like, I want to go somewhere where I can contend and actually play for a team that's competitive. I wouldn't be surprised if a team like a team that jumps out the window to take him, like the Celtics,
Jump out the window to get Lou Will.
Lou Will. I wouldn't be surprised if they do it. I don't think they'll do it, but I wouldn't be surprised at the same time. Everybody's talking like he's going to Cleveland. He's going to Cleveland. He don't need to go to Cleveland. But a team like a team like Boston giving him up or going to get him. Minnesota, a team like Minnesota will go get him.
A playoff team.
Yeah, I see a playoff team going to get him.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see about that. But long haul, the Clippers made the right move. They get to blow that team up.
That's what they wanted.
Tobias Harris and Avery Bradley are still young. And those are guys that you can play with. You still got young guys that come off the bench, the Juwan Evans of the world, Zendarius Thornwells. I wanted them to keep Bryce Johnson because I felt like Bryce Johnson, now that Blake was gone, Bryce Johnson could have been a good piece for that second unit. But it's the business, right?
It's the business.
But I think the Clippers, all in all, won that trade.
Just to throw back little point with the Pistons, they play hard for Stan Van Gundy.
Yeah,
Stan Van Gundy gets a lot out of his players. And I feel like Stanley Johnson is going to show out a little bit more. He has the green light now.
Yeah, because Tobias and Avery
Tobias is gone. And just the other night, he had 26. He had 26 last night.
He can play. I just think
play.
he needs to play. I think he needs to be allowed to play through his mistakes.
Absolutely.
And I think he could be a pretty good two-way player. He's not Kawhi Leonard, but he can be a Avery Bradley.
He can.
He can be a Jay Crowder. He can be a Marcus Smart. He can be in those conversations of guys that can be productive on both sides of the basketball.
Okay. We're just agreeing a little bit too much.
Yeah, right.
But it's going to shake up in a little minute. I just know it. I feel it. But quick question. Who do you think is to blame for the Clippers' demise? And is this the end for Doc Rivers and Clipperland?
I think it's the end for Doc and Clipperland, but I think the demise is the injury bug.
Okay.
I think the injury bug played a lot more. You hear the players. Chris Paul had an issue with Doc.
A lot of people had an issue with Doc.
A lot of people had an issue with Doc. But then you go back to that Celtics team, they love Doc. So, it might be a matter of just personalities. So, it's kind of hard to really blame
Big
that.
Baby did it. Big Baby didn't like Doc.
And then what happened when Doc left Big Baby? What happened when Doc left Big Baby?
Big Baby went
Where's Big Baby
he
now?
got traded. He went to Orlando.
Where's
he
Big
played out and
Baby?
got hurt.
Where's Big Baby now?
He probably watching the show.
Everybody else is in the league, and only person that's not in the league no more is Kendrick Perkins and Ray, all the older guys. But Big Baby was a young guy on that team. He could still be in the NBA.
He could.
He's not in the NBA. Doc made Big Baby. That system made Big Baby be who Big Baby is. All right, so let's not get it twisted.
I never said anything about
Let's
that.
not get it twisted about that. So whether Big Baby or
What does
not,
that
whether
mean,
you
though?
like it or not,
You think Doc Rivers is a good coach?
I think so.
Okay.
I think so. He might not have been great for the Clippers, but I think he's a good coach. However, I think that injury bug is to blame because
What did he do outside of Boston? I'm sorry to cut you off. What did he do? You know what? But what did he do outside of Boston?
this Clippers team is still competitive. This Clippers team is still
actually the first
competitive.
time I can really say, like, you know what? With nothing, he's really doing something.
He's
But
doing
he has
something with nothing.
He has a killer. That Lou Will is different.
Lou Will been different.
Exactly.
But Lou Will ain't Blake Griffin and Chris Paul, though. But my whole thing is, to finish my point,
Go ahead.
that injury bug. Because you had guys. You had Chris Paul, you had Blake Griffin, you had DeAndre Jordan, you had those guys. And there was never a playoff series where those two main guys were not hurt at the same time. I think their first year together, where they lost to Memphis, and Memphis ended up going to the Western Conference Finals that year, I think that was the only year them two guys was together at the same time. But any other year, the year they was at the Thunder, and Chris Paul was guarding Kevin Durant that series, didn't Blake Griffin was hurt. Blake Griffin got hurt. But then the next year, Chris Paul got hurt. So them guys have never. So I think the injury bug kind of hurt them dudes more than just to blame it on Doc Rivers. Your two best guys have never been on the court for a whole entire season. I think ever in the 5-6 years that they was together, I think that hurt them more than because then Blake Griffin will be out for 3 months during the season. So then that 3 months that now I got to find a way to play and build these guys, and I got to get it back when Blake Griffin comes back. So it's a lot of switching up. So I think it was tough.
Well, yeah, I understand what you're saying. I hear what you're saying. I do agree the injury played a major factor, but I'm just going to keep it short. Doc is done. I feel like
Doc is done. You got to blow that team up. You got to blow that coach up.
Exactly. They took his GM reign away. It's just he's going to be out of there. He's better find a new home. And you can hear from former players, they were disgruntled with it. They didn't like him. Matt Barnes expressed it. I just felt like it's something more involved in there. I don't know if he was playing favoritism to his son or whatever, but whatever it is done. That era is over. But let's get to something exciting. We have the 2000 and 2010 NBA All-Star Draft. We have been doing this the last, 2-3 weeks?
About the last 3 weeks.
Last 3 weeks?
About the last 3 weeks.
So basically, each decade we're gonna pick the All-Stars. We're gonna have our own different draft. So last week we did the 90s. The year before we did the 80s. This week we're doing the
early 2000, 2000 to 2010. Right, so we gonna announce the team or the players. This was probably our deepest list, and then when we get back from break, we're gonna draft. But to go with that list, so we're gonna go right now through it. All right,
go right now.
All right, so we're not gonna go through who the list is. All right,
We could go through the list.
all right. So our point guards is Jason Kidd, Steve Nash, Chauncey Billups, Tony Parker, Chris Paul, and Gilbert Arenas. Kobe Bryant is the shooting guards with Allen Iverson, Tracy McGrady, Vince Carter, Ray Allen, and Dwayne Wade. Probably the best position on the paper right now, arguably from talent. Small forward, we got LeBron, Carmelo, Paul Pierce, the Matrix Sean Marion, and Ron Artest, the Malice in the Palace Ron Artest. Tim Duncan, power forward, Kevin Garnett, Pau Gasol, Dirk Nowitzki, Chris Webber, Amari Stoudemire, Jermaine O'Neal, Rasheed Wallace, and Chris Bosh. All multiple All-Stars in that time. And to round out for the bigs, we got Shaq, Yao Ming, Ben Wallace, and Dwight Howard. You know it's my pick first, right?
Don't be disrespectful.
It is my pick
all
first.
I'm gonna say is
It's my pick first. That's all I'm gonna say is my pick
stay
first.
true to who you are.
No, I'm a
first and foremost, stay true to who you are. That's what I need you to
my
do.
first pick is LeBron James.
That's what I'm saying. Stay true to who you are.
My first pick is LeBron James. You can have that.
You already know. I'm going Kobe Bean Bryant,
Okay.
and I got another pick, right?
Yeah.
And I'm going Shaq.
Oh, good pick. I'm going Allen Iverson. And I'm going to go, I love Kevin Garnett. I'm going to go Kevin Garnett, man.
Kevin Garnett. Okay. I'm going Tim Duncan.
Mm-hmm.
And Melo.
Ooh. Melo?
Absolutely.
I'm going T-Mac.
T-Mac.
T-Mac. And I'm going to go Paugas. No. I'm going to go Yao.
And Yao Ming.
And Yao Ming. Need somebody to at least try to occupy Shaq a little.
This was one of my guys, man.
Okay.
I'm going, oh, damn, I didn't even do that. I'm going Gilbert Arenas.
Hibachi.
And Dwayne Wade.
I'm going to go Walter Ray Allen, and Chris Paul. I need Chris Paul, man. You know how that.
So your last pick was Chris Paul?
Yeah.
Okay. Listen, we got to take a quick break, but when we come back, we're going to finish our picks. You're listening to Topics on IBNX Radio.
You're listening to IBNX. IBNXradio.com. The station with the best music. Best music.
I love the music.
Best music. Hey, what's up? It's Jay-Z.
Hey, I'm Mariah Carey. Hey, it's Katy Perry.
It's your boy T.I.P., man. Get it. It's your boy Sean Kingston.
What's up, y'all? I'm Beyonce. This is Nicki Minaj, and I'm in the mix with
IBNX Radio.
Okay, we're back. You're listening to the top opinions presented in current sports on IBNX Radio. So we're back with the 2000 to 2000 Topics NBA All-Star Draft. Just to give you a quick synopsis of who we have so far. Your first pick was LeBron James.
Yep.
You have LeBron James, Tracy McGrady, Allen Iverson, Kevin Garnett, Yao Ming.
Yep, and I have Chris Paul and Ray
That's who
Allen.
you got.
Chris Paul and Ray Allen. Chris Paul and Ray Allen were my last two picks.
Chris
So you have
Paul
two
and Ray
picks
Allen?
is up. Yep.
Chris Paul and Ray Allen.
Yep.
Okay. So I'm going. I'm going Dirk Nowitzki. and J. Kidd.
Good pick. I'm gonna go Steve Nash because he was MVP, and I'm gonna go.
You going Steve Nash?
Yeah, I'm gonna go Steve, and I'm gonna go Amari. I'm gonna get that connection back. Steve and
Amari.
I'm gonna go Steve and Amari Stoudemire. That's my pick.
I'm going. Heck, man, this is a tough. I'm gonna go New York. I'm gonna go Ron Artest.
Okay.
Give me Chris Webber.
Chris Webber. I'm gonna go Vince Carter. And Dwight Howard. Talking about tone team lit. Shout out to everybody tuned in.
It is.
Shout out to everybody tuned in on
respect
Instagram
it.
Live.
I respect it.
Everybody following us on YouTube and watching us on YouTube. Shout out to everybody.
Okay, I'm gonna go. Oh, I like this. I'm gonna go Paul Pierce.
Paul Pierce. I love it for you.
And Rasheed Wallace.
Ooh, she. I'm gonna go Pal.
You gonna go Powell?
Pal Gasol.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna go Sean Marion.
Sean Marion.
Matrix.
Okay. So you didn't get Chris Bosh?
Not yet.
Okay. So I'm gonna go Mr. Big Shot, Chauncey Billups.
That's my next pick.
And Chris Bosh.
Good pick. Okay.
You
I'm
got
gonna
the last
go.
two, right?
Do I have the last two? There's only two
no.
left? No,
It's
no,
three.
no.
Go ahead.
3 left. I'm gonna go Jermaine O'Neal.
Jermaine O'Neal.
Yeah. And I'm gonna go Ben Wallace.
Okay. I'm
So
gonna
you
take
left
Tony Parker.
You're left with Tony Parker.
I'm left with Tony Parker. That's all right. So, just to give you a quick synopsis, my team: Jason Kidd, Chauncey Billups, Tony Parker, Gilbert Arenas, Kobe Bryant, Dwayne Wade, Carmelo Anthony, Paul Pierce, Ron Artest, Tim Duncan, Chris Webber, Dirk Nowitzki, Rasheed Wallace, Chris Bosh, and Shaq. You can say your team.
My team is Steve Nash,
I'm gonna kill him.
Chris Paul. You're not killing me.
I'm gonna kill him.
LeBron James, Allen Iverson, Tracy McGrady, Vince Carter, Ray Allen, Sean Marion, Kevin Garnett, Pau Gasol, Amari Stoudemire, Jermaine O'Neal, Yao Ming, Ben Wallace, and Dwight Howard. How are you killing me?
I'm gonna kill you.
In what aspect?
Every aspect.
No, you don't-
I got killers. You got a couple. You got a couple.
Defensively.
Defensively, I got defense too. Don't do that. I mean,
Who?
What you mean?
Who you got defensively?
I got Ron Artest
And
on
Kobe.
the wing. Dwayne Wade. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Okay.
Don't do that.
Okay.
What?
Okay.
Can you say anything about D Wade defensively?
I mean, you say it like you put him in the same conference. You put him right after Ron Artest. I'd have been
Ron
okay with
Artest,
Kobe.
Kobe.
All right.
What you talking about? Don't do that.
All right.
And I got Shaq. I got the best center on the list.
Okay.
And I got come on, don't do that. And I got the best two
My
guards.
3 is better than your 1.
Who's your 3? You got LeBron James and who?
Yao, Ben Wallace, and Dwight combined is better than Shaq.
You gotta combine them. Are you serious right now? You're
Yeah.
combining them for Shaq, but they not on the court together.
Nah, if
I'm
I
outta
play
here.
2 of them together. If I
Good.
play Yao Ming and Dwight Howard together, what you gonna do?
What you mean? I'm gonna go Shaq and I'm gonna put Timmy out there.
All right, cool.
Or I'm gonna put Dirk out there. Now you gotta come out. Now y'all gotta come out.
And if I go Kevin
Don't do that.
Garnett, I can match up with you. What you gonna do
think,
with?
you
What
think.
you? All right. So what you gonna do
I
with
got the
AF?
best power forward ever. I got arguably the
Let me
second
ask you
best
this.
shooting
Let
guard
me
ever.
ask you this. What are you gonna do with Allen Iverson, Tracy McGrady, and LeBron James on the court at the same time?
Easy.
Easy, right?
Easy.
I heard you. Heard you. Sis.
Easy.
If that's easy.
First and foremost,
heard
I
you,
have
sis.
everything to match up.
No.
Everything. Everything.
No.
All I know, first and foremost, keep that same energy.
I'm gonna keep that same energy going into this next topic. Kyrie versus Steph. Great matchup on Saturday. What you take of that matchup? Kyrie versus Steph.
Kyrie versus Steph. First of all, I just want to give a shout out to my lawyer, Sade. Thank you for tuning in. Now, let's get to it. The matchup of all matchups. What did I think of it? That's your question?
Yeah. What do you take from it? Who won the matchup?
Of course, at the end of the day, I'm going to go with Steph that won the matchup. He won the matchup.
Okay.
But I don't want to see me saying this. I don't want to take anything away from
You can't.
that other killer.
I don't
over
think
there.
you're gonna take. I don't think by saying that you taking anything.
You understand
away
what I'm
from
saying?
it. You're not taking anything away.
But I need everybody to understand this. Though that matchup is arguably could be a finals matchup.
Arguably, right
Can
now it's
be.
looking like that.
It's looking like it right
now.
now,
It's looking
right?
like that.
The reason I give the edge to Steph, one, he did score more. They did come out with the win. That's the only reason I can give it to him.
Okay, where we from? That's how you give it to somebody.
That-
Right?
that's
That's
the
how you
only-
give the matchup to
that's the
somebody.
only-
Just
but-
as long as we on the same court.
But from the jump,
Kyrie was at his
Kyrie
neck,
came out,
on his
punched
body,
him in his mouth.
on his body. That spin move, that delayed spin move
Oh
he did on
my
the wing.
God.
I don't even know how to describe it. That's arguably one of the
Oh my
single-handedly
God.
one of the craziest moves I've ever seen. I think he wins like the conversation as to who got the better handle. Everybody, who got the better handle? Steph or Kyrie? Not even close no more. It's not even close. It's not even close. I don't think dribbling the basketball. I don't think Steph could do what Kyrie can do. Specifically dribbling the basketball. Specifically dribbling the basketball, I don't think Steph Curry can do the same things that Kyrie can do dribbling the basketball. Now, of course, we're going to go with, we agreed at the matchup, Steph won the matchup, right? So who do you think is the better point guard?
Who? I need people to chime in. If you're watching,
If you are watching, please
you can chime
in.
into this.
Chime
Who do you
in,
feel the better
please.
point guard is?
Chime in, please.
Kyrie or Steph?
Yes.
Right
While
now,
people at YouTube, please chime in.
right now, I would have to give it to Steph Curry. Right now, at this point in their career, Steph is 28, 29.
Yes.
Kyrie is 25.
Yes.
He has a few more years, but he's not light years behind him.
Right.
So right now, I would have to give it to the best shooter I've ever seen in my life. I have to give it to him. Right now, defensively, if I had to pick the two, I feel right now defensively Steph is a little bit better than Kyrie. Kyrie plays defense when he wants to. I can't say everybody says, a lot of people say, oh, they're hiding Steph, but Steph plays defense. He is not like he's playing Olay defense. He will try to guard up. Understand what I'm saying? Steph does it sporadically. I mean, Kyrie does it sporadically. So I would have to give defensively, I give it to Steph. And it's just two-time MVP. Mm-hmm. Again, the greatest shooter I've ever seen in my life.
Mm-hmm.
It's just the things he does on the floor is remarkable.
Okay.
And he's at his prime right now. He's a little bit older. He's been around a little while longer. He's reached his point where he's just doing anything he needs to do and wants to do on the floor.
Right.
Right now, Kyrie just got to Boston. You know, he hovers around the 22 to 25 mark. He can burst for 30 plus 40 points, of course.
And I think he's trying to fit in because of Brad Stevens, and he likes
But-
playing for Brad Stevens. I'm trying to do the right thing.
So he's fitting into that now. He has a team. This is his team now.
Right.
A good team. Before he had a team, but he was young, leading a team of just young misfits. They weren't good. Now he has a good team and he's the leader. And he learned to win from LeBron. I give him that. He learned to win. But right now, at this point in time, I do have Steph as a better player.
Steph is the better player. Steph is the better point guard.
He's the better point guard.
It's hard to argue with that, but for sake of the show, for sake of us, right? Because we agreed on an entire block or entire 2 blocks, we agreed already. I'm gonna go Kyrie Irving for this. Why? Because, and this is big, and this is what all-time greats also get measured on, and this is what separates our all-time greats. NBA Finals. Not in terms of winning and losing, right? Because at the end of the day, them dudes is both going to be Hall of Famers, right? Both played in the same amount of finals so far. Even though Kyrie was hurt, the first one.
Okay.
Irving's performances in the finals have been better than Steph Curry's performances in the finals. Steph Curry in the finals has completely disappeared. Where the first year they won, Andre Iguodala was finals MVP.
But he shouldn't have. He shouldn't have been MVP.
So who should have been finals MVP? Not Steph. No. If anybody, you're going to make the argument, Klay Thompson had a better finals than Steph.
Did you look at his number? Like, everybody said he had 2 really bad games that finals.
The finals went 6.
He had 2 really bad games in the finals. Like
But for what I'm saying is right. For what I'm saying
they
is
were down 2-1.
For what I'm saying is, if you didn't have the best player on the planet on the other side on your team, you like that game set, that block when they won, they came down from 3-1. That block was huge. That block is gonna go down in history. That chase down block, LeBron James. But let's not forget the boy Kyrie hit the 3 over Steph to win it.
Absolutely.
Let's go home. This is ours.
Absolutely.
So I feel like in the finals, Kyrie Irving has played better than Stephen Curry in the finals, and I want to see what Kyrie can, like, if Kyrie had all those pieces together. And this is no disrespect to Steph Curry. Steph Curry's a bad boy. Steph Curry's a bad boy. You know, I'm only like for the show. I'm Kyrie right now. I would take Kyrie over Steph because I feel like when it's time to get to it, like game 7s or game 6s, and we got to close out elimination. I feel like I don't know what I'm gonna get with Steph, but with Kyrie, even though Kyrie had a bad game 4, game 5 in the finals, I seen Kyrie play better in those situations. The next year on Christmas last year, hit the turnaround game win over Klay Thompson. You know, so I feel like in moments like that, which make you great, which moments that you're gonna remember, Kyrie's gonna have more of those than Steph will. You know, so that's why I'm taking Kyrie for little stuff like that. You know, not the whole 82, but when it comes down to those moments. That's why I'm taking Kyrie.
So you're taking Kyrie for those championship moments and stuff
just
like that.
I think he just got that DNA, that winning DNA. You know, Steph Curry's a great player on a great team. He's a great player on a great team and would be a great player on any other NBA team. But in the finals, do you think that I think Kyrie can lead the Celtics right now to the NBA finals. But I don't think Steph Curry could lead the Celtics to the finals, if that makes sense. Even though they're offensively, he's that dynamic, but I just feel like
You don't think so? So you're basically saying if you take Kyrie off that team and you put let's just say switch roles, you put Kyrie on Golden State and you put Steph on.
it don't change. Like it don't change. Like I think that like that Warriors team is still going to be like, come on, you placing 1A for 1B. You replacing 1A for 1B, right?
So, but if you put Steph on Boston, you don't think they'll be where they're at now?
I think so, but I don't know if I'd like them for the finals. That's just me. I just like I said, in those moments, Kyrie Irving, he got like another one, like he got another level in him in the finals. I see. Like Steph Curry is kind of like I feel yeah, bro.
I can't get with it,
bro.
I can't get with it. I can't get with that. I can't get with
That's
that.
me,
But
though.
I respect your opinion, but I can't get with that.
That's cool.
I can't.
Perfectly fine.
Absolutely it is. Okay, moving on to the next. We had some recent injuries. DeMarcus Cousins out for the season. John Wall out 6 to 8 weeks. Kevin Love out 6 to 8 weeks. What do you think that those teams' playoff hopes are now?
Cleveland is third. They kind of, with that turmoil, now you get to see whose fault it really is.
Because everybody was blaming Kevin Love.
Because now everybody was blaming Kevin Love. So if Cleveland finds a way to figure this out and they go on a streak, then you kind of got to look at Kevin Love like, hey, maybe it was you. And if not, then you like Kevin Love, it's not the problem, and blow that team up. So I think the Cavaliers got about 3 weeks to figure it out. But the third, I don't think they're not going to make the playoffs. They're third right now, going into All-Star break. And we've seen LeBron do more with less before. Is that fair to say? So I don't think he can't not do it again. Will he do it again? I really don't know, because I feel like with LeBron right now, he's at a crossroads, and I think his effort is horrible. And I think it's infectious to the other team. Well, not to the other team, to his teammates. To his own team. And it's just a whole bunch of other dynamics. The Wizards in fifth. I think the Wizards can play well enough where they can keep that. Scott Brooks is a good coach, in my opinion. Bradley Beal's an all-star, so you still do have an all-star. You still got pieces. Otto Porter. Kelly Oubre's been playing well.
Otto Porter has been missing.
But he got it. Yeah, but but you might be able to step up now because one guy's down. Kelly Oubre's been playing pretty well. Good. He might be in conversation for most improved this year. Still got those like Gortat still there. So I don't think that team. I think the team who gets hurt the most is the Pelicans. The Pelicans are 7th. Now the only team that doesn't Like everybody under them doesn't scare me. The Kings don't scare me. The Clippers don't scare me. The Jazz don't scare me. But the Clippers can, I think, with Avery Bradley and Tobias Harris, they can. If they get on a little run, they can win a couple games. And I think Denver will jump them. So right now, I think the Pelicans and the Clippers are really competing in terms of until they get. Well, Boogie's not coming back, so that's going to be tough. So I don't know if they not tank purposely, but I don't know if they have enough. Like those two guys were literally the reason why the Pelicans were 7th because of those two guys. So them guys is combined. Them guys is between each other. Them guys is 55 points and 25 rebounds between them two alone.
Absolutely.
So that's half your offense. So you lose almost half your offense. You lose a third or a quarter of your offense. That's tough. Okay. So,
when Boogie, DeMarcus Cousins, when he first went down, I said this season is done. Mm-hmm. The Pelicans are not going to make the playoffs. Okay. They were in 7th. They were building momentum. You know, they built a foundation. They was getting everything synced together, and they were playing much better. He went down. I feel he's their best player.
Boogie?
Mm-hmm. You know what? I feel Anthony Davis may be their best player, but DeMarcus Cousins is their most important player.
I agree.
And that him going down really, really hurt them. So, sorry about that. But now, after the Clippers did their trade, I feel they still have a chance
to make the playoffs.
Now, I still feel New Orleans still has a slight chance because the Clippers I felt they could make a little run with Blake and if they had their core with Lou Williams. But they're trying to blow that team up.
So then you think that they'll
So they won't make that run. If anything, I feel, like you said before, those teams, the Jazz, the only team I feel like can make a little run, the Jazz, Denver may move up. But the Jazz don't scare me. They still like 4 or 5 games behind.
I think the Jazz when you put it like that, I think the Nuggets and the Pelicans flip-flop.
They may flip-flop.
I think the Pelicans and the Nuggets flip-flop. That's fair.
With the Wizards, like you said, they're in the 5th seed, standing at 28, 22. They've been playing down to their competition and up to their competition all season. They've been very, very disappointing to watch. I feel with Wall going down for 6 to 8 weeks, they'll probably drop to like the 7th seed. Just because they're not consistent. And when they do play when they do play up to their competition, they have Wall playing at an all-star level. They won't have that. And again, Otto Porter has been missing. You said maybe he'll step up, that Wall is out, but I haven't seen it. So I feel they may take about 2 steps down.
So they might be a 7th seed, you think?
They might fall to a 7th seed. They might fall to a 7th
Hopefully
seed.
my Knicks get up there.
I don't know about that one. You can hope and wish and pray, but that probably won't happen.
I mean, Boogie getting hurt was, man.
Yeah. But with the Cavs, they're in the 3rd seed. And they're 3 games in the loss column out of the 8th seed. They lost their 2nd best player. Mm-hmm. They're in a disarray. The team sucks. They're not good at all. And LeBron is not playing. Since Isaiah Thomas came, before Isaiah Thomas came, he was averaging 27, 9 and 7 or something like that. Now he's at 23, 7 and 7. Horrible. I feel, honestly, I think they might fall to the 5th seed.
Okay.
I feel the Heat are going to bump up. The Heat have been playing phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
I feel
the
Heat are going to bump up. And they might fall to like the 4th or 5th. I don't know which one. It might be somewhere.
And I think that
there.
goes back to my point. I wanted to say that about Kyrie. Like Kyrie was that other guy where even like LeBron didn't have to do it every night. You know, Kyrie gave LeBron the luxury to coast until March. And now Kyrie got to kind of be like, you know, and then when Steph went down, the Warriors were still playing top basketball. Mm-hmm. You know, so I think that's that. But so who takes Kevin Love's spot in the All-Star game?
That's what we're going to talk about snubs. Okay, not a problem. Let's take a quick break. And when we come back, we're going to talk about All-Star snubs. You're listening to Topics on IBNX Radio.
You're listening to IBNX. IBNXradio.com. The station with the best music. Best music.
I love the music.
Best music.
Hey, what's up? It's Jay-Z.
Hey, I'm Mariah Carey.
Hey, it's Katy Perry.
It's your boy T.I.P., man. Get in. It's your boy Sean Kingston.
What's up, y'all? I'm Beyonce. This is Nicki Minaj, and I'm in the mix with
IBNX Radio.
Okay, we're back. Topics on IBNX Radio. All-star snubs from the East and the West. A few players, we feel as fans and us as the media felt like they should have been in the All-Star game. And with recent injuries, some of those players still got in. So, who do you think were the notable snubs from this All-Star?
Andre Drummond. I think Andre Drummond should have gotten in before Kevin Love. I think Andre Drummond should have gotten in before Kevin Love. Because if Andre Drummond goes down, so does the city of Detroit. Knock on wood. I think Andre Drummond is just, Andre Drummond's underappreciated. I think Andre Drummond should have got in. I feel like Paul George should have got in over either Draymond or Clay. I think so. Like, Houston was number one for a minute. Like, how is the second best team in the NBA only get one guy in? But these guys got four guys in still. So I think Paul George should have got in over one of those two guys. Either Clay or Draymond. I'm gonna say Draymond. He should have got in over Draymond. Even though Draymond is like Draymond, I think Paul George should have gotten in over Draymond. But those guys are now in. The question is who takes Kevin Love's spot. You know who my pick is. So who's your pick? My pick is Kimba, of course.
Kemba.
So your pick is Kimba your pick as well?
No.
Because they got to get somebody from the Eastern Conference.
They got to get somebody from the Eastern Conference. No, I don't have him getting in. I did have him on my list as being snubbed, but he was like the last person on my list. I had about 6 or 7 players that I felt were snubbed. Of course, I had Paul George, the top of the list. He's leading the league in steals.
I think I know who your pick is.
Leading in the league in pass deflections.
I know who your pick is.
On our surging team. So I felt he should have got in. Now he's in. So I'm glad about that. Again, I had Andre Drummond. He's averaging 15 and 15.
If that's not All-Star numbers, I don't know. And you what? Were they 5th? Were they 6th?
Who?
The Pistons. It's 6, right?
The Pistons?
Yeah.
Are they?
They're a playoff team, though.
They're a playoff team right now?
15 and 15 on a playoff team is All-Star numbers.
Okay.
In East Conference. That's my opinion.
I can't knock it. So, but I felt he was snubbed. Is glad to see that he's in.
Yeah.
But he's playing phenomenal. And he upped his free throw percentage from 38% to 62%. So he might get most improved player.
He might.
So, yeah, I feel that was a snub. Another snub I had Lou Will. I felt I have to say he's snubbed because I get it that he doesn't get as much respect as everybody else because he's not a starter.
You got to explain yourself. Lou Will is balling.
He's going crazy.
Lou Will is going crazy.
The offense is going through a bench player.
You think Lou Will can score 100 in Dykeman right now?
Can Lou Will score 100 in Dykeman? Easy.
Easy?
Easy.
Okay.
Easy.
Okay. Okay.
You know what? Let me not disrespect.
I would just easy.
You know what? I apologize. Let me not disrespect. Because when you get on that Dykeman floor in New York,
It's different.
it's different.
But the fact that we can have a conversation about it lets you know that how much he's balling.
Exactly.
Because he could definitely put up a 50 clip. Easy.
Yes. Easy.
Because he's putting up 50 in the NBA.
Easy.
Okay.
Now he has unlimited range, so I think that helps him.
Yeah.
So he can 67. He could put up some crazy numbers.
Okay. I agree. I think Lou Will's the only person that could score 60 this year, besides James Harden.
The only player?
Not the only player, but I think Lou Will has the best chance of scoring like 60. Not getting a triple double, but I think Lou Will could get 60.
I think there's a couple other players that can do it this year too.
Steph, that's it.
And KD. Don't
And
do that.
KD.
Okay,
All right,
thank you.
all right,
I'm glad
all
you.
right.
But yeah, he averaging 23.5 off the bench.
Okay, my biggest all right. So if not Kimba, Ben Simmons, one of those two.
Ben Simmons.
One of those two.
I had him right before.
One of those two, I think, got to get in.
I'll be honest. I did have Ben Simmons as another snub
No,
as well.
yeah.
But the next player I feel that might get this, and I really had to really think about it and do my research.
Okay.
The reason I don't feel Ben Simmons would get in is because they're not gonna pick 2 players from
a Tennessee team.
AC team.
Okay.
They're
They
the
are
AC.
going to play AC.
They're
right.
AC right now,
Okay.
and Embiid is playing lights out, so he got that nod. So I
He was a
understand it.
starter though.
He's
He
a
would have
starter.
got in regardless.
He would have got in.
Okay.
And the reason I don't have Kemba is they're not going to pick a 10th seed team. Even though he's balling. 21 points. I have it up here. 21 and 5, basically 6 assists. He's balling. If you take Kemba out of Charlotte,
They're the worst team in the NBA.
They'll be in probably, they won't even make the NCAA tournament.
Exactly.
They won't make the NCAA tournament. But I think this is, I think.
Let me grasp it because I know I'm going to throw something at him. But it's all no, because you
think-
hesitant. You do all this.
I think Goran Dragic going to get
Oh!
I take a sip of water.
That's crazy.
Listen, they're the 4th best team in the East. Surging. They're 1 game behind the Cleveland Cavaliers. He's the best player on that team. He's the best player on that team. I know you have Whiteside, but he's averaging 17. He's averaging 17 and 5.
That's
on
not
that
better
team.
than 21 and 5, though.
But he's on a playoff team.
But he's
They're
on
in
a better team.
Really?
You're on a better team.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
All right, I'm not arguing.
How are
with
they
you.
better? Why are they better? Name the starters for Miami. Can you? I bet you can. I
Dion
promise
Waiters.
you can. And he's been MI. Have you seen him? He's been
You said
MI.
name the
He's still.
starters.
He might be locked up with Meek Mill.
You said name the starters.
Go ahead, name them. All right, go ahead.
Is James Johnson a starter?
Huh?
James Johnson a starter?
For Miami?
Yeah.
If you have to ask me, that means you don't know the starters.
I don't watch the NBA. I
But-
hate the NBA.
No, I
It's
don't want to
college
hear
basketball.
it. I don't want to hear it.
It's
I
college
don't want to hear
basketball.
it. I don't. I bet you can name.
And Whiteside. But I feel like they got more pieces. Like
Who?
you got Justice Winslow, you got Josh Richardson, you got
Honestly,
Tyler Johnson. Yeah, those guys are playing well.
honestly,
Those guys are playing well.
Honestly, they suck.
But they're playing
they're
well.
NBA players. Let me not just
But
say
they're
they
playing
suck.
well.
But
They're playing well though.
the
Obviously,
team
they
is
have
good.
to be. So
the team is playing
But
well.
that's my point. Those guys got to play
you-
well.
but
You
you
be the
can't say-
4th seed.
But
Yes,
you
you
can't say-
can.
No.
Because
You
those
can't
guys
say
are
that.
playing
Oh,
well
he has
for
a
the
better
4th
team.
seed.
No, they're just playing good together. No,
Which makes them the better team.
Who does Charlotte have? Who does Charlotte have?
Old Dwight Howard. Who
Dwight
can't-
Howard is actually playing good.
Dwight Howard can't jump over a credit card no more.
It doesn't matter. He's actually playing good. He's rebounding, defending the rim, and he's scoring.
They paid Nicholas Batum all his money. MIA. A non-offensive Michael Gilchrist who's never been offensive.
All right.
Jeremy Lamb, I don't know where Jeremy Lamb is, where he is. They got a young Malik Monk who they sent to the G League.
But all these players that you name are equivalent to the players on Miami. They just playing better together, and they just playing better together. I'm
think so.
telling you.
I don't think so.
I promise you. After this, I need you to go look at their roster. Look at both rosters. The
can
names
look-
don't jump off the table to you.
Those guys are playing better because those guys have been together for 3-4 years now. You got the Justice Winslows. Those guys got those roles.
And the only player
And
that hasn't been playing.
Charlotte
Who's
lost
new
their
player?
coach. And Charlotte lost their coach for 2 months.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay.
that
So
takes
now-
a part in it.
Okay.
Eric Spoelstra probably should get coach of the year.
Okay. So now
Eric
I'm telling
Spoelstra
you-
should try to get-
I'm
should
telling
get
you
coach of
that
the year,
those
bro.
names do not jump off the table. They're equivalent. The teams are equivalent.
But you still got to count in your coaching. You
cannot-
still got to count in your coaching.
Kemba's playing phenomenal, but not to give it to a 10. Like, if you had a choice to have Kemba 21 and 5, and they're a 10th seed, and you have Goran Dragic that has his team in the 5th seed, how do you not, and he's averaging 17 and 5, how do you not give it to that man?
The same way you gave it to Kevin Love, who they won one game, and I don't know when they've been struggling.
Who?
Over Andre Drummond, the same way you put Kevin Love in
That's
that.
different. That's the LeBron factor. That's the LeBron factor.
I'm answering your question, Antonio.
Nah, it's not. I don't think that's equivalent.
Okay.
I don't. I don't think that's equivalent.
I think so. I'm answering your question.
That's horrible.
Okay. It's horrible because I'm answering his question.
Yeah, but it wasn't.
I answered the question. What's next?
So it's still not a good response.
Yo, moving on to
it's
football.
still not a good response.
Moving on to football.
It's
Who
still
you to
not a
tell
good
me it's not a good response?
It's not me. It's my opinion. I can't have an opinion.
Nah. You told me it's not a good response.
First and foremost, my opinions are just as valid as facts.
What?
That's absolute.
Oh Lord, we gonna lose views.
Absolutely.
Oh,
Absolutely.
Lord.
I'm letting you know. First and foremost, I'm gonna say it again. First and foremost, my opinions are just as valid as facts. Hashtag
Turn the camera off.
Christopher on you.
Turn the camera off.
I'm just letting you know.
Turn the camera off.
just
The
letting
fact
you know.
that he just said that.
I'm just letting you know.
All right, we're gonna move on to football. Back to football. Because this basketball stuff. You take a sip of water. Because
I will.
you have a fever.
I'm over here winning this.
You have a fever. Last week we did Coach of the Year. for the NFL awards. We did Offensive Player of the Year, Defensive Player of the Year. This week we're gonna do NFL Rookie of the Year, Offensive and Defensive Rookie of the Year. So first we're gonna go Offensive Rookie of the Year. Who do you have? You're gonna laugh at mine, but go ahead.
I'm gonna laugh at yours.
You're gonna laugh at mine. Go ahead.
All right.
You're gonna do backflips. You're gonna do your animated stuff when you do that. But go ahead.
All right. So basically, it boiled down to two, and I
know
had
which
it
two.
between Kareem Hunt
And Alvin Kamara.
and Alvin Kamara. Hunt had a phenomenal year. Like Alex Smith played lights out too. But that run game is what kept them like going throughout the year.
Led the league in rushing.
Led the league in rushing.
Okay.
The only reason I didn't give it to him,
Okay.
is because he had a spurt when they won their first 5 games, and he kind of disappeared in the mid 4 to 5 games. Then they had a good run towards the end.
Okay.
Alvin Kamara, he was asked to do a lot more when it comes to that run game, even though he was sharing carries with Ingram. In
Like
that
that's a
pass
contradiction,
game,
but okay.
he
feel like that's a contradiction, but okay.
he played phenomenal in the run.
I'm not saying he didn't play phenomenal,
in the pass game. In the pass game, he played a major part, and he did it on way less touches. Kareem Hunt, 1,786 all-purpose yards, 11 touchdowns on 326 touches. Alvin Kamara, 1,554 total yards, 13 touchdowns on 201 touches. His workload was needed more, and he produced. So that's the only reason, and he was consistent. Besides that first 2 games when they lost, because Peterson was there. So, but after Peterson was gone, it was all about him. All about him. Of course, Ingram there too. I'm not taking away, but he played more of a major part in the pass game than Ingram did.
Okay.
So that was my pick. I have Alvin Kamara.
It came down to 2 players for me. Well, 3.
Okay.
It came down to those 2 guys.
Okay.
But I feel like the person who I got, Deshaun Watson, and he played 7 games. And I'm gonna tell you why he played 7 games. I mean, he played 7.
Well, everybody knows why he played 7 games.
Well, no. Well, I picked him, and he only had 17 and played only 7 games.
Let me hear this.
19 touchdowns, 21 total touchdowns, 7. So that's 3 touchdowns per game, 1,700 passing yards. So he was tied for total touchdowns with Blake Bortles. He finished under 1 with guys like Dak Prescott. So
Blake Bortles and Dak Prescott. Are you serious?
I'm just saying for 7
Yo,
games.
honestly, I'm gonna mark this down because I'm gonna need. One of
we're
my
talking
picks.
about it in 7 games, bro. He did that in 7 games.
How can you give somebody an award?
I'm not. Listen, can I finish? I knew you was gonna do that. That's why I said that.
Go ahead,
so
go
my
ahead.
official pick is Kareem Hunt.
So you just said my pick was Deshaun Watson.
I said, it went down to 3 people. Alvin Kamara and Kareem Hunt, of course. And I said I felt like I needed to throw Deshaun Watson in there because in his
I
7
apologize
games.
then. I heard you say my pick was Deshaun
I got it right here.
Go
You
ahead.
heard this, but you can read this.
Go ahead.
Read
No,
it.
I'm
You
not
wanna
reading
read
it. That's your paper. How am I supposed to read it when the paper's in front of you?
Read it. I know what I wrote. That's why. Read it. If you want to read it, read it.
That's
you talking
crazy.
about my answer.
Sometimes
Kareem
you don't
Hunt.
read
That's
what
who
you
I
say.
picked. That's
Go
who I
ahead.
picked.
Why'd you pick him?
Led the league in rushing.
That's it?
And even though I think you take Kareem Hunt off that team, they don't make the playoffs.
Okay.
Alvin Kamara did a great job. But I still think with Drew Brees, Michael Thomas, was it Michael Thomas? And Mark Ingram, you still had enough to get to the playoffs. And that defense, I still think you still had enough. Now, Alvin Kamara played great. But like you said, for Kareem Hunt to go to disappear in the middle of the season and still lead the league in rushing,
Okay.
that's why I got Kareem Hunt.
All right. I won't knock you for it because that's still a good pick. So I won't. Defensive rookie of the year. Who do you have?
Marshawn Lattimore, cornerback for the Saints. 52 total tackles, 5 interceptions. And I watched the Saints more, and he took on a lot of the key, the premier matchups. Stephon Diggs smoked him. in the playoffs. Stephon Diggs smoked him, but Stephon Diggs is a Pro Bowler going against a rookie. So I think, and the Saints had a deep playoff run, and I think he was in a very, 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 very important piece with Von Bell in that secondary. I think he was the second most important piece besides Von Bell in that secondary. So I'm gonna go Marshawn Lattimore.
Okay. again, I guess everybody has to duck. Again, like he said, we do agree. I do have Marshawn Lattimore. I had it coming down to either between Tre'Davious White or Marshawn Lattimore. The reason Tre'Davious White had an unbelievable season with the Buffalo Bills. 69 tackles, 4 interceptions. He played all the games. The only reason I give it to Marshawn Lattimore is because he was asked to do veteran leadership things for that defense. God, everything that he implemented. He only played 14 games. He sat out 3, and I think he only played a last quarter of only played like 3 snaps in the fourth quarter of another game. So he played like 13, 14, something like that. But for him to have 53 tackles and 5 interceptions, and the workload he had and what he was asked to do, it all showed. And, he was the leader of that secondary as a rookie. So I do give it to him, and and I just felt like the Saints basically offensive and defensive rookie of the year. So they ran the table on that one.
There it is. What was your play of the year?
Oh, man.
Listen, it was quick for me. It was quick for me.
It was
Go
quick?
ahead. It was quick for me.
It was that quick?
It was quick for me.
I mean, I like the Kareem Hunt run. What was it, 90? I think it was like 92 yards. That was phenomenal. But I felt that Ravens game against Cincinnati, that last play, that shut the door on playoff hopes
For the Ravens.
That was unbelievable. That had to be the play of the year for me. I mean, it's quick to the point. I really don't have anything else to say. I mean, people watched it. It was 4th and 3. They did a fake to the fullback, and they hit that outside corner, and you look like he's supposed to get caught. And I don't understand why he didn't. So that was my play of the year. Who do you got?
Stephon Diggs.
Playoffs?
Come on, man.
I mean, I thought he was going regular season, but okay. I got you.
I didn't know that. We didn't talk about that. We didn't go
All
through
right.
the details on that, so that's my fault. But I got Stephon Diggs play, man. For him to catch it, no time left, stay in bounds, to be mindful, and I was played for that's going to be something that you're going to remember. That play is going to get played more than that 4th down play. That's going to go like in the football archives and stuff like that. Like that's going to get played over and over. That was crazy.
Absolutely.
So that was my play of the year. Who is your MVP?
My MVP. I really didn't want to, but it's easy. This is really an easy one because
Was it easy?
Yes, because Wentz went down, and you can say Gurley, but it's
Tom Brady.
Tom Brady. I mean, what can you say? Led to 4,577 yards, passing yards. Ranked top 5 in completion percentage, yards per attempt, passing touchdowns, passer rating, and total QBR. I mean, what else is there to say? He's top 5 in every category or leading.
Yeah.
And his team is in the Super Bowl.
Tom Brady also, but if Carson Wentz doesn't go down, Carson Wentz walks away with it because I think
Absolutely.
because he threw more touchdowns than Tom Brady and had less interceptions than Tom Brady, and didn't play the last 3 weeks or the last 5 weeks because of the playoffs. So I think even if you count the regular season, he missed 150 snaps, and Tom Brady beat him by like 1,400 yards. So I think Carson Wentz is in that area, like in that ballpark in terms of total yards passing, and Tom Brady had a 102.8 quarterback rating. Carson Wentz had 101.9.
9. I remember.
So
I agree. No, I totally agree. If Wentz didn't go down,
Wentz
he would've
doesn't
walked
go
away.
down, but Tom Brady is though.
And what was impressive about Tom Brady, though, he did that this year at the age of 40, and without his most frequent target from 2016, which was Edelman, that went down with the ACL. So I give my hats off to him. Played a phenomenal season. Trivia time with Tone. Let's get to it.
It's trivia time with Tone.
It's showtime. So we have a little twist for for trivia time.
Why we got a little twist? Because you got tired of me beating you?
Nah, see. First and foremost, stop bringing up old stuff. This your problem. This was your problem with light skinned people. You bring up old stuff.
Boy, man, I keep beating him in his own
Light-skinned and
segment.
petty.
Boy, would have
This is
switched
the
it up.
problem. I don't know what you
keep
talking
switching
about.
it every 3 weeks. First,
I don't know
I was
what you
going to
talking
ask him the questions. Now he going to ask me the questions.
See?
Now we got to combine it because he tired of losing. It's all right,
This
player.
man brings up questions that nobody knows.
Hey, man, I ain't my fault, player.
He don't even know the answer to them.
Player.
Listen.
I don't, but it's not my
Exactly.
job. My job is to come to questions. You got to answer them because it's trivia time with
Tone, absolutely. So let's get to it. The twist this time is
I heard you.
basically we have a list of 5 players. We're gonna give accolades of ourselves as we're supposed to be that player, and the other player and my co-host will say who it is. If he's wrong, doesn't get a point. If he's right, he gets a point.
And vice versa.
And vice versa.
I'll let you do that on us, sir.
Huh?
I'll let you do that on us.
Okay, let's get to it.
So we're going to go 1-1-1 or we're going to go 5 and then I'm going to go 5?
Now we can go 1-1-1.
Okay, cool.
All right. So,
Ladies first.
oh, no lady in the room. Oh, think slick. So, all right. I was the 5th overall pick in the 2005 draft.
Oh, Lord.
Most improved player in
Lord.
2011.
Oh, Lord.
Rebound leader in 2011. 3-point shootout champion. 5-time All-Star and the NBA champion. Who am I?
Kevin Love.
Hey, check your boy out. Hey,
I got one?
you got one.
All right, cool.
You see how I see how I do? Watch his.
No.
I promise you. This is
No.
gonna be
I went lottery in 2011.
lottery in 2011.
2-time NBA champion. 4-time NBA All-Star. 2-time NBA All-Third Team. And I won a gold medal in 2016.
Say it again.
I went lottery in 2011.
Went lottery in 2011. That means you went top 13, 14. That's
Yeah.
crazy that you didn't say what number.
My
See
fault.
how I do? See the problem? Go ahead.
Okay. I do have numbers in the next one, though.
Yeah, you went
I'm a 2-time NBA champion.
2-time NBA
2-time.
champion.
I won it twice. Not once, but twice.
Okay.
4-time NBA All-Star.
4-time NBA All-Star.
2-time NBA All-Third Team. So I made the NBA All-Third Team twice. That's just a little tidbit. And I won a gold medal recently in Rio, 2016.
2-time champion.
2-time champion.
I don't know who the hell that is. I do not know who the hell that is. 2-time champion.
I got one for you. And I won the NBA. I won a 3-point contest as well. And I won the 3-point contest as well.
Steph Curry?
It's Klay Thompson.
Klay Thompson.
Was that really that hard? Was the description not good?
It wasn't. I didn't like it at all.
You didn't like the description at all? All right, your turn.
Okay, I was the 2nd overall pick. Matter of fact, well, I already said that.
He was switching up.
I was the 2nd overall pick in 2008.
8.
NCAA rebound leader.
Ooh, I don't know.
McDonald's All-American.
That doesn't help me. In 2008?
I went to play in China. And I played for 7 different NBA franchises.
I have no clue who that is. All right, 2008, McDonald's All-American. So that's my year of high school. He was an NBA rebounding champion and went to China to play.
2007 All-American.
So 2007 All-American. So he's the year with Blake Griffin, James Harden, Derrick Rose. Sheesh. NCAA rebounding. All-time rebounding. Number 2 pick, you said. Mike Beasley.
There you go.
Thank you.
See how I help him? I give him the
I
number.
got you right now. I got you right now. I'm a former number 1 pick.
Former number 1 pick.
8-time NBA All-Star.
8-time.
5-time NBA All-First Team. I won Defensive Player of the Year 3 times in a row. I won a gold medal.
Dwight Howard.
Was that, see? What's wrong with that description?
All right, see? Defensive Player of the Year. 3-time All-Star. I'm a 2-time champion. NBA steals leader. And I was drafted in the 2nd round.
Draymond Green.
There you go.
I was the 10th overall pick.
10th overall pick.
Yep. I won the NBA Most Improved Award.
Okay.
I went to a mid-major school. So I didn't go to a high major school. I went to a mid-major school.
Okay.
And I'm known mostly for my win against Duke in the NCAA tournament where I scored 30 points.
T.J. McCullough.
Yep.
All right. I was the 6th overall pick. 3-time All-Star. Rookie of the Year. NBA second team. NBA third team. And I was the first rookie to score 35 points, 9 assists, and 0 turnovers in a game. And I won I was the first rookie to win Rookie of the Month every month. Who am I?
Damian Lillard.
There you go.
I was drafted straight out of high school in the second round of 2005.
Mm-hmm.
I'm known for my instant offense. I've played for six NBA teams, and I've won the 6th Man of the Year award in 2015.
Lou Will.
So
Okay.
I get this last one as a sweep, right?
So,
I get this last one as a sweep.
this one's kind of easy. 2-time block leader.
Oh, Jesus.
2-time NBA first team.
Jesus.
NBA All-Star MVP.
Okay,
Two-time-
I got it.
2-time All-NBA first team.
Okay.
And drafted in the lottery.
Read the first one. Tell me again, please.
2-time NBA block leader.
2-time. Read the whole thing. I'm sorry. No.
2-time NBA block leader.
Stop yelling.
2-time NBA first team.
All right.
NBA All-Star MVP. I'm a 2-time All-NBA 2-time All-NBA first team and an NCAA champion.
Oh, I got it now. Anthony Davis.
There you go.
So you threw me up because you said the lottery. Even though he was the number 1 pick, he was still a lottery. I
It's a
get it.
lottery.
I like it. So I won. Thank you. But former number 1 pick, former NBA Rookie of the Year, 5-time NBA All-Star, former NBA Dunk Contest champion.
Wait, say that again?
Former number 1 pick, former NBA Rookie of the Year,
Former number 1 pick, former...
NBA Rookie of the Year. Now I sat out a year, and I still got Rookie of the Year. 5-time NBA All-Star,
I got it.
former NBA All-Star. Former NBA Dunk Contest champion.
Blake Griffin. 4155. Okay. 5-4. Listen. I give it to him. That was a good one. The first one I should have got. I should have got Clay. But listen. This is all to our fans and everybody. We love that you tune in each and every Wednesday at 7:30. We need y'all to go click the link on YouTube. On IBNX Radio, click and subscribe. We like to interact. I guess our phones were not working today, but they should be working. Like last week, you can call in, you can interact with us. I'm Tone Taylor.
I'm Chris Harris. And really quick, everybody that's been watching on YouTube, we have a very short staff of people who help this show be successful. Everybody sees Tone and myself, but nobody sees the engineers and people, manager who helps us every week. And they wear multiple hats. So everybody was watching on YouTube and you guys are watching us and commenting on us. We don't want you to feel like we ignored you guys. Next week we will do a better job of making sure that we get you guys the feedback and we guys talk to you more.
Well, first and foremost, I don't ignore my fans.
I said that we don't. I don't want people to feel like we do.
No, they don't feel, not on my end. Maybe on your
Okay, on my end, whatever. All right, people on my end then, because I didn't know we had 2 different sets of fans.
Obviously, because you can't speak for me, because I talk to the
All right,
fans.
whatever. Everybody that watched on YouTube, thank you. Everybody that's tuning in on Instagram Live, I appreciate it. Keep the love going. Chris Harris signing out, and
Tone
whoever
Taylor.
his fans is, and whoever
Listen,
he
first
is.
and foremost, keep that same energy.
Heard you, sis.
I need you.
I heard you,
Everybody
sis.
keep that
All
same
right,
energy.
turn his mic off.
And again, don't turn my mic off. One
his
more thing.
mic off.
First and foremost,
Oh my God.
my opinions are just as valid as facts. Topics out.
IBNX Radio.